and welcome back to Rob's Arcade. This is part 2 of the Monday show, the late night Monday show. Hanging out with my good friend Buck here.
Heyo.
Doing like a little bit of a coffee cars, driving around, shooting the breeze. The Monday show, I like to kind of hang out with you guys, talk about the weekend, and if you've missed the first part, I recommend, man, there's going to be some spoilers in this segment, so dude, go back and watch part 1, man. I don't want to ruin anything for you guys. But yeah, Monday shows, you know, I like to talk to you guys, explain the weekend, see how your weekend was, and then kind of come up with a topic. And as I explained in the last segment to this episode, the first part, you know, I kind of came with an idea, man, where I just kind of wanted to get out there and talk about parents and how cool they are sometimes, where, you know, we don't really realize, like, who we would be without them. As I mentioned in the last video, a lot of my love of movies, comics, video games, it all really, like, it just originates from my dad, even though, like, video games and comics weren't always his thing. I think he read comics when he was a kid, but it was something he grew out of. I think it'd be interesting if, you know, I don't have kids myself now, I'm like 41. But I would like to think if I was a parent, I would still be actively playing video games and reading comics, and trying to get my son. Of course, he probably wouldn't be into it. It'd probably have like the opposite effect. It's like, no, Dad, I want to play football or something like that. What? Raised a jock? How did that happen? You know, honestly, that was the kind of like the plot for Back to the Future. Did you know that? That, like, the idea of hanging out with your parents, and you would think, like, you know, your dad would be cool or whatever, but one of the writers for the movie, like, saw his dad in the yearbook and, like, realized, like, this is a guy I would have picked on in high school.
Right, total dweeb.
Right, and so that's kind of where, like, that, you know, George McFly character, I guess, originates from. But that was the whole premise for Back to the Future, was the idea of going back in time and seeing what your parents would be like. And they just wrote a whole freaking movie out of it. So. There's another example of how your parents can influence you without you even, where would we wouldn't even have Back to the Future. Think about that, guys. That's pretty insane. That just blew my mind. It's not Steven Spielberg. It's not Robert Zemeckis. It's not the other Robert. I can't think of the guy's name right now. Robert Galen?
Shoot.
He's like a big part of
What the?
Oh man, I was gonna say I can go look for the DVD because you're driving, but I don't know if I should take my eyes off the road.
It's just, make sure your seatbelt's on.
I just, like, got thrown off the couch. I can't find the name. Come on, where's the name? Where's the name? But yeah, whoever you are, you know who you are. Bob Gale, that's his name. It looks like Galen. Bob Gale. Yeah, I think it was his dad. So we wouldn't have Back to the Future without Mr. Bob Gale's father. I probably would have gotten a lot of trouble hanging out with my dad. I think my dad was kind of like a little bit of a hellion growing up. A little bit
Nice.
even worse than I was, yeah. Like I wasn't a great. I mean, I got in plenty of trouble. I think he was. He probably would have bullied me.
Shit.
My dad probably would have bullied me.
Oh yeah, but dude, my dad would kick my ass.
Would have taken my lunch money for sure. Comic book nerd.
My dad was football, sports, pole vaulting. It's back in like the 50s where it was just wood, cement.
Right. Everything was, even the footballs were made out of cement, yeah. Helmets were made out of wood. Oh, nice. Oh, wow. Whoever directed that shot did a beautiful job.
Oh, shit. Call me JJ. JJ Abrams, call me. Oh, I might have stuck it. Okay. Damn it.
Our parents are really cool too at like treating our birthdays almost like a national holiday, to where like we wouldn't have to go to school if we really didn't want to.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like, and I remember it was like a lot of like eight. I was like 8, 9, 10. Like the really fun years where you get all the really cool video games and you don't want to go to school, you know? Oh man, I would really like to just stay home today and annihilate this game. And you're like, all right, you don't have to go. Seriously?
I failed 7th grade because of the first Super Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo.
Insane. Well, that's like, gosh, that's so time consuming. Some of those games. But one of my best friends, Scott, I think his mom was a huge Zelda player, if I'm not mistaken. It was either his mom or his dad. And that's how him and his brother got into video games, watching his parents play Legend of Zelda. And he's like a little bit younger. I think his brother's a little bit older than I am, but he's a little bit younger than me, so... I remember
Dad never
growing
really got
up.
into him.
Yeah, I just remember, well, that game was like so complex, like, so I can't even imagine, like, I guess 'cause I was like maybe like 7 maybe when that game came out, 7 or 8, so he might have been like 6, and I'm just like trying to like think about like, you know, being 6-year-old and like looking at Legend of Zelda for the first time. Like, I don't know, that's just like he's like,
No,
like you said with like Pac-Man and stuff, like it's gotta be like mind blowing.
That first Zelda, man, those first two, like, I'm an adult, and they still
Right.
hurt my brain.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, just so massive, and having to like go back and re-explore areas that you went before, and
Shit.
wow. Speaking of YouTube, since this is going on YouTube, I've been watching those like crazy car crashes on YouTube. Oh man, I've seen stuff like this like really happen, like that.
I'm the Tony Hawk of GTA driving.
Oh, I like grinded a mountain earlier, like heading back to the house so I could change that crazy ass outfit I was wearing.
Which, alright, which of your parents do you think is the better cook?
Ooh, man, that answer could get me in a lot of trouble.
Is it apples to oranges? They're both good, just in different ways.
It is, and I would say that like I can't say I learned more from my father really, because like I mean there are like so many recipes my mom has made over the years that like I find myself making now that I've moved. You know, get
Yeah.
that like
What did you make? Potato salad?
yeah, I've done a couple things like potato salad and just different things. To kind of get that like home cooked feel. I did one of his recipes the other night, and just kind of actually I called him and I was like, again, like, hey Dad, I'm making this thing, like, you know, just need potatoes, this, that, and the other. He's like, yep, that's it, you got it.
Hi there.
But he would actually get me up on Saturday morning, and we would make breakfast.
Nice.
So he would kind of show me how to make breakfast, and I didn't want to get up.
No, of course.
Yeah. Then we would go to the grocery store, and this is also around the same time too that like I said, this is where I would get into comic books, and so this is probably those trips to the comic book, or to the comic book rack at the grocery store that led to like Wolverine and Punisher. And so those moments were like really key, not just in the kitchen, but again, like, you know, okay, this is probably, like I said, the first time I picked up a comic book, not just like a horror comic book. And, you know, I'm, you know, reading them this week. I mean, that's what I did Saturday morning. I wake up, I get coffee, and I sit there and I read my comic books. but then he would show me recipes. We would go to the grocery store and he would like, pick out things. I'm like, all right, we're gonna make this tonight, and I would cut the potatoes and do this and that. So he definitely took a lot of time with me in the kitchen. And then with my mom, I think it was more of just being in the kitchen with her and kind of hanging out and just paying attention to what she was doing.
Yeah, okay. Not really hands-on as much.
Right, and not to say that like I wouldn't help, but she wasn't one to say like, all right, this is what we're making tonight. And my dad was very, I think, hands-on. But I think that's a dad's job with the son, like to show him like don't just let a woman cook for you, men can cook too, and I think that's a very valuable lesson. So. But yeah, I've taken a lot of recipes from both of them, and they're both really really good cooks. My mom's got a strong Cuban background. Her Spanish dishes, chicken cacciatore, like all of those are just like to absolutely die for. My dad's a very steak and potatoes and gravy's kind of a guy.
Right? Oh shit. Meat and veg.
But they're all very savory and hearty and really good meals. So. How about your parents? Would you say that one has a...
It's different. It's like you said, man. Dad was breakfast all the way. It was like pancakes or omelets. Oh, son, I just got this fixed.
And then it lasted all about 10 minutes. Not even.
But it's like you said, when Mom was in the kitchen, you just hang out. If it was tacos, you'd grate up the cheese, or you'd have to open the cans or do some stuff like that. Oh shit! But it's like Dad was always like he's meat and potatoes, right? Meat and potatoes, Maybe a can of corn thrown in somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Mom was always switching it up, trying new stuff.
I remember my dad got the he was fun too because he would get like the Fry Daddy things and stuff like that. He would get some of the gadgets, and try different stuff. Like I remember like, oh man, he used to make like homemade onion rings.
Hell yeah.
And those were just like, oh, I'd freaking die for. We were like, we have them every night.
Yes, but not for long.
Right. Well, one of the things. All right, this is a cool story here. He used to make some of the best like blueberry, blackberry, raspberry pies ever.
Nice. Huh.
And sometimes we would go to the store and just buy some blueberries or whatever. And then sometimes we would drive out to the country and pick our own like blackberries off of these vines and get our fingers and our arms and shit all cut up doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes the property wouldn't be like public. It was like private property, so we'd get chased sometimes. I remember getting chased a couple of times. Baskets full of berries. And we'd go home and wash them, and he would make these homemade pies. Man, they were so good. Do the whole thing with the vanilla ice cream.
Oh hell yeah! Oh man.
And that was like, it was something you do all day. Like you spend all afternoon going out there and getting them, and you wouldn't have that pie till that night. But oh my gosh, that was one of the best old. It was like it was a great dessert, but a fun adventure. Going out there and getting them, and just look out.
It's better because you had to work for it.
Yeah. Yeah, you had to run for it. Pie never tasted so good.
Work off those pie calories.
Never tasted so good till it was stolen.
That's one thing I don't think my dad has ever made a dessert. He's made plenty of other stuff.
And my dad, like I said, he was an outdoorsy guy. He grew up like a Boy Scout, and his parents were I'm not gonna say like Southern people, but like a lot of their dishes, like every now and again he would break out something like corn fritters, It's kind of like, what's a corn fritter? And he'd just make those every now and again. It'd be like really good, but just like certain like kind of like old school dishes and stuff like he's like he loves grits and stuff like that. Stuff that like
Oh, yeah. Grits and oh man, so much grits.
just he's an old soul, that guy. So he's any of those old movies where you see whatever they ate on the farms and stuff like that. That's what when it comes to bacon. It's all fat. That's that's the best bacon.
Trapping like an animal.
I don't know. I think you've done excellent job.
They did it. They got it right, man. The driving in this is good. The flying is even better. Love the fly. Love the drive.
They've gotten like everything. I love even like I want to get like what is it, their remote control cars they have in this thing.
Nice. Hell yeah.
But yeah, their tennis is fun.
It's tennis. We finally figured out how to play darts.
Right. Their talk show formats are perfect. I'm never doing a talk show any other way. This is the only
driving around.
Anything with GTA is just the perfect talk show. It doesn't matter what you're doing.
It's definitely lots of fun.
So this has been a lot of fun. I'm glad. Like I said, I wanted to hop on and like I said, kind of get some of these stories out and stuff like right away. But I'm glad we waited. Yeah, something else my dad used to do too is like he used to take us to see a lot of movies. I'm seeing the Vinewood sign up there. You see us like a lot of movies, man. Like I talk about like he used to make us watch horror movies, but it wasn't just horror movies. Like I mean, if there was a movie worth watching in the 80s and 90s, I think we saw it in the theater. I mean, like from Beetlejuice, Home Alone's, Gremlins 2, Gremlins 1.
Nice.
I mean, just like every movie you could possibly think of that would be worth, like I said, seeing. Stuff you probably weren't supposed to see. I think he took us to go see like Young Guns 2. And that probably wasn't really appropriate. We had a lot of questions after that movie. A lot of, Dad, why did that guy, or why did that girl ride that horse naked? Why did that guy shoot his friend?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, Young Guns 2, that's a good one. The
Yep.
Bon Jovi did the soundtrack. Oh, so good. Emilio Estevez.
Pops never took us to the movies so much, except every Star Wars, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was like one of the big family things we had to do.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't know if my dad was really into like the Star Wars. I would. Oh, cool.
Listen.
As much as he was like, he liked Star Trek. And I mean, I would watch it, but it just wasn't like, I like it now more. When I was younger, it just wasn't really my cup of tea.
Definitely,
yeah.
Star Wars is way more flashy than Star Trek.
And that's something I had to like kind of find on my own through just working at a video store and kind of discovering it. Everybody knows my take. If you don't know my take on Star Wars, I got so many YouTube videos on my take on Star Wars. Why I didn't like it growing up. Stupid kid. Didn't want me playing with the Star Wars toys. I'm like, oh, screw you and your Star Wars. And so.
Yeah, but everybody had a freaking lightsaber, man.
I didn't have one.
What?
No. Oh, well, I had one in my 20s. That's the first time I had a lightsaber. I actually had to graduate Jedi Academy before I got one. No, all right. So this, I guess I won't make you hunt down the video. So the story, Star Wars, and why I didn't like it growing up. Like I found Star Wars in my late teens, like 16, 17, 18. Where most of my friends growing up grew up with it. You know, I mean, like 80s, man, with Star Wars.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
They did the releases in the theaters in the late 90s, and I still didn't really get it that much, but I was kind of getting interested a little bit more with the commercials and stuff, I guess. But the reason I didn't get into it as a kid was I had a friend growing up. I can't remember his name. I think his name was Benjamin, maybe, or Ben. And he had a lot of G.I. Joes and a lot of Star Wars toys. He had like one of the, I think like Darth Vader carrying cases or whatever it was.
Nice.
Had all the figures in there and all the. I couldn't play with any. Like he wouldn't let me touch. Like his G.I. Joes was fine. You could play with those all day long. Don't touch Star Wars.
Yeah, right. Come on, bro. Don't touch Star Wars, man.
You know, I get it now. I totally get it. You know, but at that time, I'm like, what is wrong with, like, you know, like I said, that was the whole, like, you know, F you, F your Star Wars, F Star Wars, F your toys, F it all. F Sky Luke, whatever his name is. F him too, yeah. So, yeah, that was the whole reason why I didn't really like it growing up. But then, I actually watched it. I'm like, what? And then now I have little Star Wars. I have like some of the reproductions of those same little figures now. Like, they did a Mandalorian and like the little Kenner 3-inch, 4-inch Star Wars toys, you know?
But you still hate that guy.
I don't anymore. If you're listening, dude, I don't hate you anymore, I promise.
That's right. I hate him.
At that time, I'm sure a lot of people hate him. You know, if he was that pretentious about his Star Wars toys, I can only imagine what an asshole he is today. But,
Dude, I feel your pain, man, because when I was a kid, there was these people that lived near my grandparents' house, and they had a young kid, and it was, you know, Power Rangers, the heyday of the Power Rangers, and they had like the 1.5 tall, all put together Megazord.
oh, cool.
And I was like, oh shit, I want to play with that, and they wouldn't let me play with it.
You couldn't touch it, man. We got it all together, yeah.
Like, come on, you already figured out how to put it together, so let me take it apart,
Do it again.
and you can put it back together.
You know it can be done.
But I get it now, you know. I wouldn't want me getting my sticky hands all over their crap.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I'm getting like RP points just for like riding with you.
Chilling with the homies.
Yeah, 200 points just for riding. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I definitely don't hate that kid anymore. Definitely hated him growing up though. But I totally get it. Like I said, like I said, the little Mandalorian figure I have, I think I fell asleep with it the first day I got it. I absolutely love it. Oh, my dad was really cool with toys. That was another thing, man. My Ninja Turtle collection was freaking insane. Like, I don't think there was a Ninja Turtle toy that was made where I didn't have it. Like, I could recreate the entire animated series.
Nice.
And he would just pick it up. Like, it wasn't like I said, oh, Christmas, birthday. Like oh no. Like, he like, I don't know what. Like, I don't know. Maybe my dad was like a secret nerd. He did seem to know about a lot of stuff that would just kind of come out, just kind of come in with that shit, man. Like, nowadays it's like internet release date. I don't know what. Maybe he was like tuned into something I wasn't aware of. No, it was too little
awesome.
to understand. Because I just remember like there was oh, I got a timer going up. There was like that Ace figure from Ninja Turtles. He was like the duck.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
It had a motorcycle,
Jesus.
right? He was in like just like one episode, I think. And I had no idea they were even doing an action figure. and he brought the thing home one day, and it was like one of my, because it like the bike was like the cool like World War II Harley Davidson style motorcycle, you know, but like in that Ninja Turtle style. Oh man, he had the wings and the cool leather jacket. Oh dude, it was like I didn't even know it was a toy. Like I didn't even know it existed, and he like came home with this thing. God, like, I wish I had that right now. You are a cool toy.
Some of my biggest regrets, tossing stuff.
You're Andy's toy. Oh yeah. Just, you know, who knew?
Just feel bad about trading all my old game stuff, man. All my fucking Nintendos and
Yeah,
GameCubes and 64, and man.
Yeah, I think a lot of my systems, like, I don't think I ever really got rid of a lot of the earlier stuff. I think it just stopped working at some point. And I have gotten rid of, like, some handheld stuff, I think. And, yeah, that's been pretty devastating. To get it back. Maybe we'll call my dad. Like, Daddy, remember you bought me a Game Boy?
Yeah, here you go, it's Tuesday. Here's a Game Boy and a G.I. Joe.
Exactly. It's been a long time, Daddy. Alright, guys. Well, R4 telling me it's time to wrap this episode up. This has been a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to do this.
Man, thanks for, letting me drive you around and shoot the shit.
Anytime. This has been a lot of fun. Again, don't forget to look for the codes for the free Marvel comics, the free digital Marvel comics down in the comment section. It might be in the description somewhere, kind of hiding out. I want you guys to hit that comment section. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know what you guys think of your parents. If you have any stories you want to share. And go ahead and share the video. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And it's also Monday. Can't forget mandatory Mondays. You got to do something nice. Something mandatory, something different, something you don't normally do. And since we're talking about parents, mandatory Monday this week, make it a point. If you don't live with your parents, if you don't talk to them a lot, give them a call. Alright? If you haven't talked to those folks in a while, pick up the phone. That's your mandatory Monday this week, okay guys? I want to check back with you, make sure you did it. Alright? Don't know, like I said, what you're going to learn from them, what you're going to take from them. I'm sure they still got tons of stuff to teach you. You just shut up and give them a chance. Thanks again, Buck, man, for hanging out. Can't wait to do this again.
Having me.
Yeah, anytime, dude. We're gonna do this again.
I always love hanging out.
Yeah,
at Rob's Arcade, where the games get played, the games get saved,
so they get played on another day. Rob's Arcade. Awesome, man. All right, guys.
We're gonna figure something out.
It's not goodbye. To be continued. Until next time, don't spend that quarter anywhere else. Thanks for hanging out.